Hey, back to week 8 again. Here we are on quiz 2 review. The quiz, I'm about to open it up, but I'll put this out here with a little quiz review I'm going to post, and I'll send it out in an email to everybody so you guys can kind of go over it. But here we have, let's go over the study guide. Here's some things you need to know for the quiz. The quiz is pretty straightforward. It's 20 questions. 10 are going to be based on SQL, and 10 will be based on the database design we're going after. So keep in mind the order of your SQL commands, all right? Just keep in mind, now you don't have to remember we don't use them all the time in every order, but this is an order to keep. And so keep that in mind for the quiz. I'm not sure I ever brought this up in class or not. I didn't see it on the notes. I wanted to put that out there. SQL is actually equal, it means SQL query language. So if that pops up on the quiz there, you've got that. Know which wildcards are for your columns, which ones are for your where clause. Keep that in mind. Look through your notes. There's two different wildcards we have out there, main ones. And one is used when you're searching a where clause, and one is used when you just want to have like all the columns. Okay. You should know where is for filtering. When I say where here, that's, let's call this an actual keyword. So where is for filtering, and having, that's for filtering aggregates. So remember, if you've got a count or a sum or anything with parentheses around it, that's got to go in the having clause. Okay. Otherwise, if I just want to filter, I've got a column of student names, and I want to say, hey, I want Bob. That's the where clause. Okay. Know what your four joins are and which one is the default in SQL Server. The hint is that default rhymes with winner. But know what all your four joins are. Know the difference between a one-to-many and a many-to-many relationship. With UML, if you've got any questions, because when you get to the data miler, I have the UML questions, but know the difference between a class, an attribute, and a relationship. And, and know what those are called in the table version too. I mean, when you're looking at actually building stuff. Know what trick we have to normally do when we're dealing with a many-to-many relationship. Look at the fan and trap and chasms traps. That's from week 5 here. Let me pull it up real quick here. Review these. So you got your chasm trap and your fan trap. And remember, we had situations here with the fan trap where there's no way for me to know which group anybody here belongs to because they all just kind of pass through this division thing. And with the chasm trap, we have people who can possibly not belong to a group, which will never allow us to infer which division they belong to. So those are the two things. Keep those in mind. If you want to copy and paste them to your study guide, just so you can see the pictures of them. But definitely keep that in mind. Remember in Access, I know we've been in a while, but remember in Access, what we learned? We learned how to build tables. We learned relationships. We had learned about forms. And, that was for like entering and maintaining and displaying data. And then you had the reports. That was the last Access lab you did. And that's all about outputting data for external users to see it. Remember what superclasses and subclasses are. You could look that up. It's in, all the slides are available. And look at the cardinality review. And that should be, let me pull it up in case I'm completely lost. 1 second. That's right here, cardinal examples. It's in week 7. And if you weren't in class yesterday, then you didn't see it, but we kind of went over some of this. It's got some cardinality practice solutions, exercises to try. And if you're comfortable with these, they all make sense. If you can figure them out, go ahead and take the quiz because there are some cardinality questions on the quiz. Again, this about covers it all. This will be, I'll have it up there in the week 8. I'll actually email this to all you guys too. And keep in mind, you can add notes to this. You can print it out, write it out. When it comes to the final, you're allowed to bring these. You're allowed to bring, it's going to be 3 study guides. You can write whatever you want on them, print them out, so. And, you could obviously, if you want to write more inside here, so when your prints out, it's more than 1 page, that's fine. But it has to be one of these study guides you can bring in because the final is going to be on paper, pen and paper in class. The only other thing I'll say is to go ahead and look at your SQL homeworks. Both of them, the ones I added, the are 10 questions each. Some of the questions for the quiz may or may not be right out of the homework. So go ahead and take a look at that too. And as always, good luck, and I hope everybody does well.